American schools have had a rampant problem, a shortage of teachers. After a decade in tech, I worked as a teacher in a Title I school. That experience led me to dig into the experiments that have been run to solve America's education crisis. Here's the story of Success Academy and the early stage teacher. When Eva Moskowitz built Success Academy, she established a charter school network centered around filling the shortage of teachers. The network hires new college grads and works to turn them into master teachers. New hires are taken through a 2-week intensive training before the school year begins. They focus on how to enforce discipline and some discussions of Success Academy ways of working. They then give teachers an additional 13 weeks of training during the school year, along with an assigned coach who works one-on-one with a slate of teachers throughout the year, giving individualized feedback on how to improve their instruction, discipline practices, and outcomes. These practices have led to some massive successes and some caveats to learn from. Success? In 2025, Success Academy achieved the highest standardized testing scores in New York State, earning first in math and second in English language arts. Caveats: Success Academy has some control that broader schools don't. One, they enforce parental involvement, including requiring that parents and children sign a pledge before joining the school and strictly follow the rules, with consequences of suspension or expulsion if they don't make the cut. They also have lower populations of students with special needs, so their classes focus on general education students. Success Academy also runs 2 or more months of test prep at the end of the year, seemingly operating like a cram school or a program like Kumon, where students are given state test-style questions to answer week after week. Very sadly, the network also has pretty high levels of vocal teacher dissatisfaction, showing a big need for more alignment and community building between the leaders and the teaching staff to truly make this formula work. So what can we learn from this? Well, one, we need to enforce and support schools in enforcing clearer boundary on who can stay in the classroom. Many schools face a lot of red tape when a student is failing to meet expectations. We need to figure out how discipline and real consequences can be enforced and deployed within schools to help classrooms truly become spaces of learning and focus. Second, other success stories need to be looked at to understand what public schools might do to truly support students with special needs. Other models will give us more insight on how to support that population. Third, we need to appreciate the idea of cramming or drilling. Over the years, education researchers have warmed to the fact that drilling and mastery are both actually needed for students to succeed. The test results that Success has achieved are likely a big reflection of this period. And I've seen it myself when students are given multiple weeks of test prep. Some students actually make some breakthroughs and see how to work with the content that's been given to them in ways that they didn't notice earlier in the year. Fourth and final, teachers need to be given more respect in order for this model to work. Across the education sector, 50% of new teachers leave teaching within 5 years. Success Academy has established a model for working with new teachers that has inspired many charter school networks, where others also now give teachers coaches and offer many professional development sessions, carving out time on a set day each week to share better ways of working. However, there's still big improvements around the support and the belief in teachers' ability to make decisions. Often, teachers can end up being micromanaged in a way that leads to such a high level of teacher dissatisfaction and teachers quitting, leaving students to face new faces year after year. At MyPatha, we're working to share what's worked and give you, parents, teachers, admins, and the broader community the tools that can help us all to get better outcomes from our schools. Write deets in the comments and get a link to learn more.